Hello.
Okay.
Alright. So, who would like to recap last time?
Bo's dead.
Thank God.
Ding dong, Leonie's dead.
Dang.
Anyhow, his Ix take off down the path we were going, headed towards perhaps the center. They go real fast. Like, we can see individual people in the street just sit bolt upright and then collapse in this wave that's going faster than we can possibly move. Picked some things up. Apparently Bo was carrying a holy symbol to Odin, but not out of any, like, respect for him. It was more like he killed a storm giant and took a trophy. We found a really cold house trying to find rest, and there were dragons in the basement. We skedaddled, and we found somewhere else to do a short rest. I think we've short rested, and we're ready to go.
Yep. And I am going to say that actually, in retrospect, that Fervus, you're okay. You have that ability that makes you basically immune to the negative effects of potions. I'm going to say it extends this because you haven't really had a chance to use this any other time. So for this case, Fervus taking the potion, you were able to have a long rest, but everyone else has to go with a short rest for now. So, anything you guys want to bring up for the short rest, or
I get a long rest?
you'll get a long rest. Yep. All right. So, as you guys kind of get ready to move again, the clock at this point, let me just remind myself how long it's been. I put in stuff to remember. At this point, it is 8 hours to the ritual is complete. You guys are 4 hours away from the central tower, if you go the same speed you were going so far. Yeah. What are you guys doing?
I assume we're heading out and keeping going?
Yeah.
Don't see anything else, so yeah.
Nothing else for us
All right.
now.
All right. Are you guys going stealthily, or are you going to be relying on the disguises?
Up to you guys. The disguises are still up, so it's always an option. They just last.
Might as well. I'm spell slots.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we'll be going with the disguises. So, who wants to give me a D100 for the first hour?
May I?
Go for it.
Oh, I
Yay.
need to hit dice. Shit. 1 second.
Go ahead and roll hit dice. Anyone needs to. Anyone needs to level up stuff, do that too.
47.
47. All right. So our T minus 4.
Ooh.
Ooh, good rolls, Jesus. All right, so our T minus 4. So the trek you guys make is a relatively unimpeded one. There is at one point you guys are passing by a group that seems to be running in the direction of where you guys are coming from, but they give you a cursory glance and don't pay much more attention than that, and kind of rush past you. Because you guys had an effective disguise. Alright, so who wants to roll D100 for hour 3?
Yeah.
Go for it. 37, alright. We're number 3. Alright, so, as you're continuing down the pathway, the streets are basically clogged full of people at this point. In this section, it seems to be a large residential section, and if you guys don't do anything to act otherwise, you will be going at a slightly slower pace than you would be normally, as the streets are filled with people you're having to navigate your way through. There is that kind of center line of where the Ix seems to have gone, where they're just collapsed and dead on the ground. But
Oh, shit. I forgot.
Yep, go ahead.
I needed my belt back during the short rest.
Yeah, you can switch it over, no problem.
Okay, I'm taking my boots off and I'm putting my belt back on. Sorry, Fervus, you lost your strength.
So, Fervus, you are swapped off of the Belt of Strength. You can reattune to an item of your choice.
Wait, then I have to give him the gauntlets back.
Okay, so yeah, you're back at the Overstrength Gauntlets. And then, Ashton, presumably you can reattune to something else. I'll leave that up to you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I needed
No
this drink.
worries. No worries. Just that it is just very much out of nowhere.
Forgot. I'm sorry.
It's
all good.
okay. I'm just reeling from trying to figure out what I put on now.
But in the meantime, you guys do anything to try to speed your path through, or are you just going to take the slightly slower pace? So you probably waste about half an hour extra.
Are there guards that look like to be stepping over them, or are there more like people who look as in positions of power, sort of just taking their time through?
It is, other than the streets being clogged full of the praying people, there don't seem to be any guards around. Presumably, at least this main road is so filled that they're just not going this way.
How much does the average person weigh?
Here, if you try to lift one and check, probably about 150 pounds.
I can move up to 500 pounds within 60 feet of a muscle ability. Can I just kind of slightly start to just push them to the side?
The conscious ones or the dead ones?
Whichever ones are in the way.
I'll say you're going with the dead ones to cause less of a ruckus. It'll speed you up a little bit, as you can only do per 30 feet you guys move. You can only really grab one person at a time, but it'll slightly speed you guys up.
Do we know?
Yes.
Does someone have that absorbing tattoo on right now? I know Fervor says the Blood Fury tattoo.
I don't have absorbing. Nope.
No.
Yeah, I don't think anyone tuned to that one.
Does anyone know what damage type it is?
Oh god. Psychic.
Oh. Psychic. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you're attuned to that. Do you mean to go through the abilities, or are you going to just set that by yourself?
No, it's as far as I know, it's literally just damage resistance and a reaction to immunity.
Okay, cool. Alright. So, unless anyone does anything else, this will take you about an hour and a half to get through this 1 hour part of the walk. We'll say shave off 10 minutes from Esther shifting people as best they can, kind of using one body to push the rest aside as you guys move. Alright. T-2. Who wants to roll a D100 frame?
Me.
Go for it. 22. Alright.
I'm a little disappointed it wasn't a 27.
Me too. I thought the same thing.
It's all been descending sevens, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's alright. I was going to say, is 22 a prime number? And I realized, no, it's not. It's very much not.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so at one point, you guys do have one of the Gith... Actually, let's see which kind. Gith Yankee guards kind of stop and basically do a check-in if you guys heard what the... Actually, do you guys have someone who can speak Gith right now, or no?
Excellent.
Whose tongue's last?
An hour.
An hour.
Alright. So one of the Gith
Oh.
walks up to you guys and tries to speak to you.
I got it.
Mm.
You can understand it, but you can't speak it back.
Yes.
Nah, hey bro, I can just nod and shrug. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, you see them ask if you have any news from whatever the commotion was with the Lord of the Frozen Wastes.
Oh. Is that seriously
Yeah.
the name he got? Fuck off.
Idea.
Hmm?
Esther could feign the words to Rosalind, who could then get Thorn to wordlessly transmit the ideas to them.
Honestly, that's a little overcomplicated. I'm just gonna subtle spell tongues on myself after Esther buys me just that little action of time.
Alrighty.
I was just gonna
Okay.
shake my head.
Yep,
Yep.
in case they ask anything more complicated than that, I'm just your backup, okay?
Sounds good, bro.
All right. So, so what are you responding with? Are you saying that yes, you know something, or no, you're not saying something?
I'm shaking my head. Nah, I don't know shit, bro.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Normally you have disadvantage because you're not speaking, but you have advantage from the disguises. So go ahead and make the persuasion check.
Is it at normal then?
Yeah, just like normal.
Would it be deception? Would that matter?
I'm gonna say it's just persuasion.
Fuck.
I'll say you can have a choice, actually. 'Cause it is
Yeah.
deception, but it's nonverbal, so. Alright, deception.
Hmm.
22. Yep, they seem to kind of nod, and I believe Rosalind was the one who looks the most like ornate, right?
No, I didn't do any particular fanciness.
Okay, gotcha. In that case, with the 22, yep, they'll kind of nod and ask what's your purpose for going towards the tower then? Why aren't you coming to help?
Rosalind is going to just say, past orders that unfortunately have to supersede anything that's happening down there. Wish you luck, though.
Alright. Give me a deception check. Just at normal, it's gonna be relatively low DC.
Unfortunately, I'm not proficient in deception.
That's okay, that's actually still enough because of the 22 from before and the everything.
Mhm.
So, alright, so they kind of nod and begin hurrying on their way, as they were mostly just doing it formality-wise.
Mhm.
Alright. So, for that is successful for the T-2. At this point, as you guys kind of get to the end of this hour, about 6 and 40 minutes from when the ritual should be... No, 5 and 40 minutes when the ritual is supposed to be complete. You can now see this, like, tower might be a bit too ornate of a description. It's this jagged spire, almost like a mountain freshly jutted from the ground, that has been seemingly on one side been hastily carved, as it's not very fine looking, but it is functional, to leave almost like a bulbous top made of stone.
Like a
From a
mine
di-
spike, if you will.
Say again?
Like a mine spike, if you will.
You could argue that. It kind of looks like a fucked up CN Tower, but much shorter, and much squatter. It is looming in the distance, and you can see this kind of swirling aurora of energy going towards the top of it, seemingly inside that half dome that's been created. But for T-2, who wants to roll me? Sorry, 3, 2.
This should be our
T-1.
last one.
Yep. Who wants to roll me a D100? Let's get a Devon for this
Sure.
one.
Oh,
All right, John.
okay.
That's okay. Go ahead, John.
700. One.
Oh, my
What?
favorite.
Are you fucking serious?
I rolled a 1
Fine bow.
on the D100.
So nothing
God.
happens.
Damn it.
Devon, you're not wrong. So I'm gonna move up to the next one on the list.
Nothing happens? Okay, well at least that's not bad.
No, I'm moving up to the next one on the list because Bo is no more.
Yep, so John rolled effectively either like a 2 or a 5.
Yeah, it was 1 to 3. Was if Bo has not been encountered or has not been killed yet, Bo appears.
He emerged.
T-1, or I guess 4 to 10. Oh, all right. So for this one, you can see that there is a like almost a ring around the base of the tower mountain thing. Excuse me, I had a big gas. It's not densely populated with guards, but the people at there, rather than being in that kneeling prone or just flat on their face position, instead are sitting back on their haunches and with their hands reaching upwards towards the top of the tower. And you can see these ones look emaciated and just like the life's being sucked out of them. Most of them are wearing kind of the regality of someone with money, or ornate armor. There's a lot more of the Githzerai here, the monastic type. But walking between them and checking on them, occasionally feeding them water, food, whatever, you do see a number of the very well dressed guards. Probably 1 for every 10 people who are here, which at this point is within like sight. That leaves probably about 30 or 40 of them. The base of the tower has a visible entrance. Seems to be on each of its kind of 6 vague sides of the jutted mountain. That there is a opening about 15 feet tall. But yeah, otherwise it is a densely populated with guards and non-combatant types. You guys do have your disguises, but you do see the occasional flash of someone with that same true sight from before, but mostly from the Githyanki, so it's not quite as populous. What are you guys doing? You guys are at whatever distance you would want to stop before you move forward. You can see far enough, you can see this far in advance.
Fuck. Oh, it would just be me. Okay, never mind. I can't do that with all of us. Ignore what I said.
I vote we just stick with the, if you walk in looking like you're slightly annoyed and carrying a clipboard, you can get anywhere.
I agree with that statement.
I completely agree.
Yep.
But what if True Sight goes off near us?
We note where the true sight users seem to be, and we just kind of go directly, like, if possible, between them. We know the range of true sight, roughly. We know how far
Yeah.
to skirt.
I would.
I could probably keep an eye out with our collective perceptions.
You see, for the most part, I would agree with that. If we were level 3, trying to walk by like King's Guard in a mundane medieval city, this is a bit different, but it's also the only idea I have right now. So go for it.
This might go terribly, but it might be hilarious. Do we have the pot on us?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You guys all get in the pot. Rosalind can alter self so that her seeming disguise is not going to be caught out. She'll look like it, actually, like physically. And then Rosalind walks through with a clipboard looking annoyed.
Have I ever told you how much I love you?
Yeah, you guys can
Oh,
do it if you
hell
want.
yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to hop into the pot, go for it.
Yeah. If the
Hop in the pot.
timing is close enough, if we're within that hour of her casting tongues, then she'll be able to speak the language and understand it. You know,
Roll me a d20 for that one. Yeah,
Okay.
give me a roll, just luck roll.
I realize that one's iffy. 15.
15. I was going to say 15 to 20, you get it. So yeah, I'll say you're at the tail end. If you're too deep into it, it might be just running out, but you should be okay for now.
All right. In which case, she's going to pretty much go, there's not a lot of time to argue. If we do this, we do this now.
No.
All right, does everyone hop in the pot?
Asha will hop in the pot and mention he thinks this is a distinctly not great idea.
To the
Alright.
pot we go.
All
I
right.
am
I
very
will say-
aware.
Alright. I will say, Ashley, because you are basically on a separate plane, you cannot see through Rosalind's eyes at this point. But you are able to listen out from like the top of the pot and just keep an ear out. But you can't use her range because you're technically in a pot convention.
Can we feign while in the pot, or is it like the thing of like there's a longer delay?
It's a longer delay, but because you're so close, it's a longer delay of like a round or two, as opposed to like an hour. Excuse me. Because they do travel through physical space. This is just difficult for them to go through.
In that case, Asha is going to recommend before they hop in, he's going to just pull out a random silver coin, hand it to Rosalind, and go, drop this in if things go bad and we need to get out.
Thorn can keep an eye on that. Just keep it hovering over the pot if you don't want it to be inside.
I'll keep Thorn, like, at the very top of the pot, so that he can, like, pop his head out if needed, but isn't in sight.
Okay. Very much cat in the sweater type scenario.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. All right. So, Rosalind, you're going in. Do you have a clipboard you would like to summon, or are you just gonna walk in?
It's more the emotion of a clipboard than the physicality.
It's packed to the chain, packed to the tome, packed to the clipboard.
You know what?
Yep.
Actually, I have, just as my general stuff, I've always had cases for maps and scrolls. I've always had, like, inks and bottles and things like that. I can just pull out a scroll and look like I am carrying some sort of message.
All right. Sounds good.
Seal it with a signet ring, and I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys can, or I guess just Rosalind,
Mhm.
can go ahead and I'll say your choice of a performance or... Okay, actually, so you're just doing it pure body language, right?
Yes.
Give me performance.
Mhm.
I'm going to say with advantage due to alter self, disguise, and clipboard.
Alright, it is a 21.
All right. 21.
Would I be able to have begged a guidance off of Xenia before they went in, or are they concentrating on something?
I'm gonna ask the same thing because I wouldn't have been I'm not concentrating on anything. I was considering it.
You can slap a guidance on there if you want. You'll have a minute in which you can use it at any point, but yeah.
So if it applies, that's a +3. So,
Yep, you can apply it there if you'd like.
okay.
Alright, so, assuming you're doing this right at the beginning to kind of get through the initial wave of guards, as you're stepping through, you can feel you probably have a minute left of tongues as you get through most of the guards here and past that initial outer ring of the civilians and the guards, etc., etc. Assuming you're going towards the nearest entrance, yes?
Yes.
Alright. Nearing the end to this point, you can see that the mountain itself, it's made of this stone material, probably, but it seems to be incredibly porous, almost like volcanic stone. As opposed to the obsidian glass where you've seen a lot of this area. It's this almost black pumice. But looking at it looks almost as if each little hole you can see of the pores, there seems to be like a tiny glow inside half of them. You're not sure if it's a reflection of light or if it's something magical. And stepping towards the entrance, you can clearly see that it is a pseudo portal/gate spell. It seems to be some sort of transport you'll be going through as you walk through this, not just simple door. But as you go to walk up, one of the Zerai in the long flowing robes, this one you notice actually just levitating off the ground by about a couple inches, and with this long flowing beard, puts a hand up and in Gith speaks to you and says, "State your name, rank, and business, please."
Okay, Rosalind is going to rattle off very quickly, while the spell lasts. I'm bearing an urgent message. It's related to the, what was the bow's, the Lord of the Winter? My brain
Lord of
has
the
porous right now, I'm sorry.
Lord of the Frozen Waste, Lord of the Winterlands, something, anything along
Yeah.
those lines will work.
Lord of the Frozen Waste, I was given this message, I have to run it urgently.
Alright, name and rank.
Oh god. Can I roll something to see how quickly and accurately Rosalind can make something up? Because I can't.
Sure, go ahead and give me you have history proficiency, right?
I have, what was it?
History proficiency?
No.
No? Alright. In that case, give me just a charisma check.
Okay. God damn, I had a feeling.
Alright.
You don't have inspiration, do you?
No. I haven't had inspiration for a long time. It feels.
Alright.
No inspiration wedding gift, Conrad? Come on.
Nah.
Listen here.
If literally every GM we played with didn't severely lack on giving out inspiration, including myself, I wouldn't give you as much grief for it.
Yeah, it's hard. So,
I have been trying to come up with them whenever a joke comes up, but it doesn't get used very often, so I forget a lot. Because I just assume you guys have it still.
Yeah. We don't use it often
Yeah.
because it doesn't come up a lot. It's a terrible
Yeah.
cycle. But yeah, on that,
Unfortunately.
yeah, Rosalind's probably trying to just
Yeah.
bluff her way.
So I will say-
and that's not.
I will say, you are where you can't think of a name. Your mind is blanking on a name. Are you trying to do anything else to recover from that? Like, you don't have to be speaking terribly. Like, you are aware that you can't think of anything.
Can act
What are you doing?
indignant.
Ariel's mind is blank.
You get upset.
I always rely on metagaming.
Yeah. All I can think is just, I insist that there's no time. Lives are hanging in the balance. I have to get through.
Alright.
I have to run this message immediately.
So just say you could also just say I could give you my true name, but I'd have to kill you.
Very funny. Alright. Go ahead and give me a... I'm gonna say, unfortunately, this is deception.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna have disadvantage, because normally I'd give you advantage for alter self. So go ahead and just make a straight deception roll.
You can also say
21.
If you want to add anything now, feel free.
I was gonna say, you could also just be like, oh, well, I'm from off plane. I haven't been here in a while, so I'm not actually registered in the military hierarchy, so just let me go through.
I'd rather not weave too much into it, but yeah, fair.
I think everyone in the pod is already doing that, but you go ahead.
Let me pull up a sheet, and I'm going to roll an insight check.
Let's not get our plans too crazy now. Let's keep it down to earth here on the astral sea.
I don't know. The general rule of don't overcomplicate a lie is fair.
And what's that random urn you're holding?
Is it a backpack?
Yeah.
Why is your
Backpack-
back urn shaped?
The backpack is whatever you want shaped.
Why is there a tiny dragon sitting on your backpack, standing on an urn that's sticking out of your backpack?
Right. Let me take them off advantage plus. I don't know either on that. Alright.
Yeah, please don't.
I'm just double checking for any extra abilities. Alright. So this is going to be insight check. I will roll it openly in this case. 15. Alright. So the good Zera with the long beard in front of you just kind of nods and says, in that case, move quickly. The ritual is coming to a close, and if lives are at stake, we don't have much time to change anything. Go.
Rosalind's immediately
Kinda-
just gonna rush through the gate and hope.
Alright. Yep, as you do so, you feel that immediate tugging and swirling of teleportation magic. You're not changing planes here, but the nature of the kind of dual planar energy makes it so that it's a distinctly uncomfortable transition. You move, and it feels more upwards than anything else. And as you step out, I will show you where you appear.
Big bad boss fight time.
Which one is it? It is this one. It seems to be a temple of some kind. And around now, your tongues will fade.
Yep.
So you're just at the bottom there, and you can see it's less so that sun and moon imagery. Instead, you see on the left a swirling cloud of multicolored light, mostly in kind of colder tones. And on the right side, what looks to be a radiant star, but instead of having 5 points, it's got hundreds of tiny little points and divots, almost like a fucked up Star of David put into 3D. This place does have a number of Gith around, mostly either the bearded ones or the heavily armored ones that you've seen from before. And you do see a few actual humanoids of a more familiar make, seems to be dwarves and gnomes, at this at the far end of this large constructed universe, possibly planar something. It's not something you can immediately identify, especially not from this distance. But I'm not going to move across the map. This is just to give you reference of what you look like. Looking over the sides, you can see the swirling images of some sort of creature. They seem to be on the right side, primarily fiendish in nature, but peaceful somehow. Demons that you've seen before, but placated and stained like a bleached white. And on the left side, it seems to be the swirling souls of dragons and of Gith Yankee. But you are free to move. If you would like to recast tongues, you can. But it is ended right now.
Yeah, not just yet. Oh boy, this doesn't look like where we were trying to go, guys. God, I've got no idea.
There is not very many directions to go, to be fair.
Yeah, there's only one, and this looks wrong.
Does it look wrong exactly?
I don't know. This doesn't look like where we're supposed to be.
We're not supposed to be here, technically. They very much don't want us here.
Thank you for saying that, because I couldn't, Devin.
And to be completely fair, just
Fine.
because it looks different on the inside than it did on the outside, do you really think they'd want to do their ritual in some boring, drab place? They're very egotistical.
You're right.
This is a
Are we in
ceremony
character?
hall.
We're in the pot.
Yeah, you're in the pot.
This could be
you can
going through
relay it
Thorn or
through
Fane.
Thorn.
Can
Yeah.
we feign images, please?
Yeah, you know, you
It's
can
like-
feign back and forth. It just takes a few seconds each time.
Yep.
It's like
I've
texting.
also got like Thorn popping his head out of the pot and then back in, so he can like.
I will say, you are very much not under scrutiny in here. It seems everyone here is in the middle of a job and is doing their job right now. They are not paying attention to anything else.
All right, I'm
Oh.
just going to walk forward and try to observe as much as possible. Is there anything that's standing out in particular beyond just the weirdness of all of this?
Yes, that. Give me a perception or investigation check, your choice.
Perception.
Perception. All right. 18. The structure kind of in the center of each of those platforms that you're moving up to. They seem to be less complicated and smaller structures of each of the rings at the very end. Yeah, there is a very powerful sense of magic here, but specifically from across, and that planar structure universe. I can't think what it's called, like the solar system machine that we would recognize it as.
Ori?
Ori, thank you. It seems to be very magical, very powerful, enough that you can almost smell the magic in the air. But that's about the best you can get from what you see. The people here are either making machinery keep working or keeping some sort of magical thing going.
The orrery up front seems like the most important thing, right?
It seems like the most magical.
I'm not seeing. God damn it. The rough thing is I feel like I can't just put down the pot and casually have all of you hop out unless it's like we're doing something, you know?
Ashover is just like, I mean, we could just like try to destroy everything in here.
Start disrupting the ritual and they'd probably show up.
Through Thorn
I will
to
say,
the others.
there's only about, I will say, of the gift, there's only about 8 or 9 people in here, except for the,
Okay.
outside of the dwarves and gnomes.
I was assuming it was packed. Okay,
No,
in
no,
that case,
it's like 8 or 9 people.
in that case, to the others through Thorn, should I try to disrupt that machine at the center?
I think we should.
I think that the instant you all jump out is the instant I will make that move. And I'm just going to keep walking steady pace up the center like I've got a thing to do and a paper in hand.
Yep, no one even looks towards you.
Yep. Alright. And once I get... Would I be able to get all the way up to this machine?
You be able to get up to that circle in the middle
Okay.
with the hourglass in it.
Okay,
Because
would it...
anything past that, there's like the gnomes and dwarves all standing in those spots essentially.
Oh, so they're... They... Mm.
Yeah, they are like, wrong one. Yeah, they are like, there's like 4 of them like here essentially,
Okay.
as well as a guard on each side.
Alright.
But the guards are also doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Give me another perception check if you don't mind.
Okay.
On this one, he's passive. Your choice.
I'll use passive. Passive is always better. My passive
What's your passive?
is 21.
All right, 21.
I have to roll a 15
every-
or better in order to beat my passive.
Makes sense. You do notice that the gnomes that are closest to the machine, rather than being like the 3 foot, 2.5 foot tall gnomes you're used to, they look fully grown. They look like they're like 8 inches tall. The dwarves, who are like a little bit further back, like a foot,
They're shrinking closer to the thing?
take from that what you wish. The creatures who are closer to it seem smaller than you're used to.
The hell?
Be bending space. Let's just blow it up.
The thing I had in mind requires me to touch it.
Well, then have something else in mind.
See, Devin says all the things that I can't say. Because it's a dick thing to say. And actually, while you guys consider this,
Mhm.
just because it's going to be a long session, let's take a quick 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just so you guys can consider this and take a break. Grab water if you need to, etc.
I'm gonna do 2 seconds and fill up my water.
Mm.
What is your plan to touch it?
Gloves of the
Okay.
Goth.
Oh.
Just whoop the magic right out of it.
Is it that we're taking the magic out of?
Huh?
What are we taking the magic out of?
This orrery, this weird thing up here.
Ooh.
At least that was my initial plan, but it seems like people up here are tiny, people up here are not so tiny. There's like layers of them.
I mean, we could just ask for directions.
I don't really want to spend another spell slot on that. I am a warlock.
Also, we're way past
I
that
forgot you
point.
don't have tongues.
If we don't know where we're going, that's it makes us look like we're not supposed to be here. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, hey, can you give me directions to like your gods to be?
Can I
Promise we're
speak to the
not.
manager?
Promise we're not here to assassinate.
Nah, bro.
I don't
yeah.
know if like. Sorry, I missed most of that because I was getting water. Part of me's like, what if it's like some Willy Wonka type bullshit that's just a tiny ass fucking door?
I will say, that's kind of funny.
I know it is, and I'm like, no, this is serious. But
They
also,
just have
Connor,
like they're
That's
pygmy
serious.
gnomes.
Please, come on. How serious? We've got Oompa Loompas in the fucking factory. Come on.
Turns out a
we
fucus is
gotta
like
do.
13 centimeters tall.
We just
Oh
like
my
pick him
God.
up and step on him.
Could he please? Conrad!
The whole reason he's like this, he's trying to compensate.
Conrad, I'd cry if...
He is the ultimate short king.
You walk into like the boss fight, and all you hear is like oompa loompa doopa dee doo.
The giant
That's
face.
cool.
The giant face we saw in the sky was like literally projecting his image.
No, it was the Mike
Oh my God.
TV shit. The big
God,
face in the sky. It was the Mike TV shit.
I had a mouthful of fucking smoothie when you said it.
It's
It's like he sent himself into the TV and then he came out and he was like small as fuck and he's like, shit, how am I gonna do this now? And his sibling is like normal sized, but he's like 13 inches tall. 13 inches, not feet. That's not good. No.
I just thought of
13
something
inches tall.
hilarious. Hold on. I just
Oh.
thought of something fun I could do.
eyes reduce.
Hold on. No. No, I'm
Sorry.
looking for the text. Hold on. I need to read the thing. Because height.
I love that Ariel laugh.
If this thing tries to shrink me, can I counter it with alter self because I can choose my height with that?
If it tries to shrink you, yes, you would be able to.
I'm gonna walk towards it.
Okay. Do we have everyone back yet first?
I'm back.
Sky and John? Yep, do we have a John?
I am so sorry, you guys. Oh, sorry.
That's alright. Okay. So, if we're good to go, in that case, then yeah, Rosalind, what are you doing?
I'm gonna walk towards the thing.
Alright, how close are you getting?
Touch distance.
Okay. So, as you kind of approach, give me another performance check just for not being bothered.
Don't bother me.
26. Okay. No one seems to be willing to bother you. As you get closer and closer to it, once you get past that kind of circle, you're stepping, and as you're walking close, the machine is getting bigger and bigger with each step that you're walking.
Okay. Okay.
In fact, the distance towards it seems to be lengthening, so that you're moving closer to it at a very slow pace.
Alter self. I'm gonna get
Okay.
taller.
How much taller are you able to get with Alter Self?
How much taller am I able to get?
Yep. Or how much do you choose to / are able to? If you want to just click spell for me.
Click it, and change appearance. You transform your appearance, decide what you look like, including height, weight, facial features, etc., etc. I think it's only... I don't appear as a creature as a different size than me. Basic shape stays the same, so I think I technically can't go outside the range of a medium humanoid.
Yeah, so that'd be 10 feet you can get up to, in that case.
Okay.
Alright.
Question.
Mhm.
You're literally in the magical effect right now, right? Can you not just use the Glows of the Goth now?
I have to touch the item that it's coming from.
Okay.
So, as you're approaching and you walk past one of the gnomes, they're very small compared to you, but they seem to be back to normal gnome size at this point. And as you walk past them, one of them kind of looks towards you, and eyes pointed very much towards the ground, reaches a hand out like, in GIF, and says something, and then, yeah, this says something that you don't quite understand.
I'll just wave a hand and hold up the paper scroll in my fist and keep walking.
Okay, give me a persuasion check, I'm gonna say. With advantage.
Okay.
Because a 10-foot tall Gith just walked past them.
31.
Yeah, they just kind of nod with a worried look on their face.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get closer and closer, and as you're what feels like about 20 feet out from this thing now, looking back at the gnome you just walked past, he looks like he's 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall, easy.
Mhm.
And this machine at this point looks like the size of a large room that you're getting closer and closer to.
Got it.
The base of the machine looks 30 feet away. Give me an intelligence check to guess what the kind of ratio is that you're working with here.
Yeah. That's a 13.
13. If you had to estimate, by the time you got to the machine, you would, from the outside, look to be about a third of an inch tall.
Uh-huh.
And the machine would probably at that point be a couple 100 feet big, with the base being probably about 120 to maybe 200 feet in width.
So
But you
can
can keep
I
walking if you'd
assume
like.
that I assume that I can get to the machine, that this isn't a nightmare scenario where it's impossible? Based on that.
You can assume that, yeah, as long as the rules, it doesn't need to be a steady change in size. So presumably you will eventually get there, unless it's very much whatever the race is, Odysseus' race, whatever. Unless it's something like that, which you doubt.
Mhm.
Like the one where you have infinitely, whatever that's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I just want to get to it.
Okay. In that case, let me throw you onto the new map.
Oh, there's a new map.
There is a new map.
Huh.
Ah, there it is. I knew this was exactly what you were doing, Conrad.
Yep, that's why I was glad that Ralton was taking the lead there.
Yep.
Because I had to check Devin was going to use this map because it's the same map author we both use a lot.
Yep. And I'm looking at this like, wait, it's getting smaller. Oh, he's scaling up to use that map.
I feel like it was a clever use. Anyways, you do eventually pass through that gate, and it seems that your size remains stable. There's like a brief pulse of magic through you that seems to be holding you in place, and every couple seconds that pulse seems to be coming from that centerpiece again. This is, even through the technically separate plane that you're on, Ashta, you can feel some sort of magnificent amount of planar magic coming here.
Okay.
I think this is it.
I think
Let us
that
out.
this is it. I'm gonna let them. Yeah. Somehow they are in sync, even when they're not.
Yeah.
I set down the pot. Just...
They're the same in vibes, if not the same in everything else.
Uh,
Alright. So you guys step into the yeah, you guys looking outwards, you can't comprehend how big everyone else is.
Yeah.
If you had to estimate, you guys are probably like a millimeter tall, maybe 2, to the outside world.
It's an effective few because it's like a few centimeters tall.
Right. Ashta.
Oh, if we're a
Um,
millimeter tall, to everyone else, could we just, go in his nose.
So, Ashta, being on this kind of back to where you were, and now onto the same area, as the tower seems not to have been where you were teleported to, or something along those lines. Something weird with where you are relative to that tower you're walking to. Back towards where you just came from, you can feel two distinct sources of portalic magic. You're too far away in terms of scale to you to know what they might be, as everything is huge from this distance and you haven't seen anything. You didn't get to see any of this, presumably. Or at least if you did, it was through Rosalind's eyes, which is shifted.
I'm also like now next to Rosalind, completely aware of the mathematics she did in her head.
Sky, you shouldn't be muted if you are on your part. Try talking again.
Hello?
Hey, no, we heard you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Now that I have all of you here, when it was an object, I was going to absorb the magic. This, however, is it a portal? Is it something I should use? And she kind of taps the wand that eats portals.
Does Ashta feel any like portalic magic coming from this, like this dead center of this thing?
Give me a wisdom check with advantage.
Could I guidance him?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, throw guidance on there if you'd like.
26.
26. It's planar magic, it's not portalic magic. In the same way that you might find that you give off planar magic whenever you use your wings attuned to another plane. It's connected to another plane, but through magic, not through distance or space or anything like that. This is a powerful planar effect. It's not a portal.
And the two things he felt back there is portal.
They are distinctly portalic. At the very least, they transition in space like that gate from earlier did. At the very least.
It looks back. No portals back there. This is just magical.
And Esther and anyone with Arcana proficiency, go ahead and make me a Arcana check as you guys are looking at this thing.
Can I guidance myself
Okay.
for that?
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
And 29.
Not at
Excellent.
advantage.
Not at advantage, no.
Did I click it?
Look
Oh,
at
there
all
we
of
go.
us!
All right.
Hey.
There we go.
Going for fun.
Fast.
Come on, Asha!
Again, anyone with
Sucks
Arcana
to suck,
proficiency.
baby.
That was for fun, though.
Let me just double
That's
check.
fine.
Espresso is Esther, Rosalind, Xenia, Purpose, right?
Yes.
All of you do recognize at least, oh, except for Ashta, all of you do recognize at least some of the runes on here. They are old, but they are very basic runes. Purvis and Xenia. That's right, Rosalind as well. You can see some of the more complicated runes. I'm not sure if this one counts as writing, it's more symbolic. But
If it's
yeah,
not writing,
it's iffy.
then yeah, it's okay.
yeah, it will be relevant in a second, but this portion Rosalind doesn't get picked up by you.
Okay.
This you recognize the runes as similar to the runes for Ring of Spellstorm. It is to hold a massive contained amount of energy. This machine of some kind. There are also mechanical parts that are seeming to serve into the magic, basically feed magic into this something in the middle. Rosalind, you do see that one of the rings covering them, instead of being runes of magic, their function is that as well, but they actually string together to make an inscription across it. That essentially reads, "Here lies the battery of the gods." Essentially, it's the vague amount of what it means.
Conrad,
Yes.
are these runes like it's like holding up the structure, right?
It's inscribed into those like big metal portions, like the plank, like each of those like sections. You can see them on the map. Has a rune that has a very vast meaning in terms of how simple it is. You recognize their pattern mostly in what you're looking at as ones you've seen before when writing your spell book on enchanting, stuff like that.
Are they purely
except-
symbolic, or are they doing something for the ritual, though?
Presumably, they have some sort of magical effect on the structure they're written on, except for possibly the inscription itself, which is on just one of the rings.
Cool. Can we get...
The
I got an
battery.
idea.
The battery of the gods. I have the feeling that if we find a way to close this off or to remove it. What's your idea?
If you get me close to those rings, I might be able to dismantle them.
I'll see if I can help.
I hope
She
you all
looks at the
know
rest.
that if that's literally what you're saying, then that is a lot of magical energy. Slapping the gloves on the goth of it are probably going to explode the gloves,
Yes,
if not your hands.
It's not for the gloves. I have something else that...
I just want the perspective kept in mind.
If we can safely channel it away, then all the better.
Also, there's no guarantee this is literally what its original size is. For all we know, it could have been the size of a continent, and it's crushed down to this.
Let's.
All right, so
We have to do something.
I have a plan. Just if you can get me close, there's something I might be able to do.
yeah, you can just walk up close.
Okay.
If you're plan to cross that like first barrier of one of the rings, let me know. But you can walk up to that at least. No
Okay.
problem.
No.
Is this solid ground or is that like swamp muck?
It's solid ground. It's roll a nature check for me, Ross.
I was just wondering if we could walk on it. 18?
It's solid ground and all that. It is dirt as dead as dirt can be. It's if all the vitality had been drained out of like the ground itself is what you would get.
Okay. I don't know if this is gonna work. If it does, I'm gonna laugh. These rings here, where are the ones that have the runes on them and not the inscription?
Everything except for this one.
Okay,
It
cool.
has runes that aren't an inscription. The ones with the inscription are still runes. They just aren't as magically powerful as the rest.
Okay. I'd like to take out my rune chalk, please.
Okay.
And using warm orange, I would like to draw a cross on this. One sec. I gotta get
Just
the
that panel in front of you, I imagine.
yes, the panel in front of me to turn it into loose earth.
I
Okay,
swear
let me
if
just
this thing
read.
explodes.
Let me just read what that does really fast.
I
Rune
just
chalk, right?
figured, yeah, if we break it, its all effects last for 1 hour, and it affects a 1 foot cube. I don't know how big these are.
Turns material to loose earth.
Doesn't say it has to be non-magical material.
You are correct about that.
I know it doesn't.
I will say,
Huh.
if you're...
Does it work?
Can I throw something out of curiosity, because I'm pretty sure I found what you're basing those rune chalks off of, Conrad?
Sure.
I'm gonna post the original text of it. If that's not the text you're using, that's okay, but this is the original one for it.
Yeah, it definitely is. Let me just double check it. Simple.
It's a 1 foot cube of stone, wood, or metal. So if this stuff's made of stone, cool, but
I think Carson was made of metal.
Yeah, it is made of metal, so it would work. Yeah, and it lasts for 1 hour, after which material turns back, but that's okay. Yeah, go ahead and mark off one use of the rune chalk. Where on this, like, it's a big, like, 15-foot panel. Like, where are you writing on this? It affects 1 foot square, right?
Use 3 chalks at the done.
3 chalks? Alright. Center, edge, what are you doing here with it? Because the 1 foot cube on a 15-foot square.
Starting toward, I guess, at the bottom, just to see what it does.
Okay. You do it on the first one, and you see a piece of that panel just turn to dirt, and if you just poke it, it just falls out of the piece of metal.
in the middle of the rune, make it useless.
Yeah, middle of the room.
Okay, you mark off second use. You do that, you see the rune stop glowing as soon as you poke it, and the structure beneath it crumbles. There is a pulse of energy that goes outwards. It doesn't seem to affect any of you, but you do notice a pulse of something. Something has happened. But the thing is still glowing, possibly a bit more staticky than it was before.
I'm going to
Can
go over
you-
to this.
Esther,
Hmm?
can you find can you find runes that would have very particular effects? Things that perhaps gather the energy, things that if there's anything that allows it to be used, see if you can
Leak
lock
not an
it.
explosion.
Yes, see if you can lock it down rather than just destabilize it. That chalk isn't going to cover every rune here. How precise
Unfortunately
can
not.
you be?
I have 7 more uses, and I can destroy 7 more runes.
So, pick and choose those runes very carefully.
Maybe you guys
Yes.
can work together doing it.
Phoenix
Oh.
can just gonna. Oh, sorry.
We can all help. Let's all take a section and see if there's a rune that has very promising meaning.
And what were you saying, Xenia?
Just gonna whistle out, trying to just like have a question for Coralon specifically. Not trying to
Okay.
divine intervention, just whistling out to him.
Alright, give me a D100.
Question.
Yes.
Would my ultimately successful divine intervention thing carry over to contacting specific gods or no?
You would be able to choose the god to contact, yes.
No, I mean like even just passively. Instead
It
of rolling
doesn't
that D100.
So it doesn't automatically work, but you would be able to choose the god, yes. So you can be certain which god you're picking. You aren't certain they'll answer unless you use the channel divinity or the divine intervention.
Okay, cool. I'll roll that D100 then. 24.
24? 24 is enough. It is Corlon. He is willing to answer your general call. You feel the kind of dirt next to you begin to glow a bit more life, like a bit of grass pokes through it.
Probably like hop down a little bit then. A little bit further away. Feign to ash so that Xenia's doing this first.
Okay.
There's a grumble, but a fine.
And just like when it all goes up, just like, hey.
The grass rustles.
Any of this look familiar to you? I know you're around magic. Coralon is one of his specifics is magic.
The grass, not like wilts, but like droops a little bit.
You don't know?
It droops further.
I don't know what that means, Conrad. I'm
Go ahead and inside check.
It's like
Fucking
the wilting
16.
of
Oh, wait a
the
minute. 16.
16. You can generally assume that anything that is a less vivacious than it was before is a negative. So a drooping piece of grass is less affirmative than a lively piece of grass. So this is presumably a no.
From your knowledge of magic, is this gonna fuck us up?
The grass kind of, instead of being like a patch beneath you, kind of grows outwards two directions and leaves the patch in the middle empty. One side is wilting, one side is full of life.
Oh, you don't know.
You do know that Coralon isn't great with arcane magic. It's very much nature magic or holy magic. So it's not quite their wheelhouse, so presumably they might be able to translate runes. They may not recognize this.
No, that's not. Coralon's not nature. Coralon is Arcana. He has hold over Arcana domain, at least with this, unless it's different with you.
It is a little bit different. He is specifically Feywild, so if you want Arcana, you're looking more towards gods that a wizard might go towards, or maybe a bard. You could argue Coralon does a little bit bardic, but not quite for this.
Oh, I have. Okay.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind then. Okay.
These are metal plates, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'll do that with. Okay. Anyway, what roll do we make? Sorry.
So, for clarification, you can't see all the runes from the ground level. So if you want to look at all of them, someone will have to be in the air to see them all.
Or...
These
Joel,
runes-
do
these
the
ru-
wings.
they- Okay, yeah, the runes
Thorn.
don't move. So,
Thorn, thorn, fly, thorn, fly, thorn, image.
go ahead and give me a group Arcana check. Everyone feel free to roll it. I'm going to say Xenia and Esther with advantage.
Did you think of me busting out the chalk at a time like this?
Xenia, feel free to add the... Yep, there we go. And Furbus, let me see your...
It's
Oh, you're
a
roll yours.
20.
Who is that? Ashta, let me see yours.
Arcana?
Yep, this is a group check.
Okay. I don't suppose I could throw in a perception just for making sure like all the runes are visible and there's not anything like in the whole ordeal that's being missed.
I'd say that's fair. You can make yours a perception check instead. Yeah, that's fine.
Coolio.
Because you're more translating the imagery out.
23.
23. Okay. Xenia, actually. Yeah, DC was 30. You do find one rune that is actually part of the panels beneath the inscription, where they kind of, the two rings overlap. You get Ashta to kind of angle down or thorn one of the two, and look at that rune, and that one is basically a keystone rune. It is essentially a rune of transport of energy, essentially something you'd see for things like absorb elements, that lets it be brought into something, as opposed to just collected. It is the what would give it to something else, essentially. And you can say that with pretty certain.
Whistle out and direct to that.
So, do you want to lower me down? I can draw it on and then we can zip up. If the rest of us, we want to maybe back up a couple paces just in case.
So anyone backing up, feel free to put yourself on the map. Whoever is drawing the chalk and bringing Esther up there, because it is right there, about 40 feet in the air.
Well, I guess Asha has to because he's the main one who can fly.
Yep. I mean, you guys are doing spells, so place yourself on the map wherever you'd like to be when this happens.
Just as he's going, to help Esther just before he talks about Rosalind, it's like, if this goes horribly, and he just gives her a kiss. And he looks back to everyone else. It is fun, guys.
Xenia's holding diamonds. Xenia's holding diamonds.
All right. So, Esther and Ashta, go ahead and fly up. I'm going to say you guys can take your time with it to draw the piece of chalk accurately. But you do it, and immediately that blue swirling energy outside of that core, you see immediately condense into just a simple white core that glows. And if you look directly at it, it hurts your eyes. Otherwise, no change.
Change.
I'm going to say, because you have a good angle on it, Ash, give me a perception check.
Cool. Yep, and with sunglasses, so
Yep.
red light be damned.
It's not going to help in this scenario, but that's fine. 24. Looking outwards, that gnome, who at this point looks like 30, 40 feet tall, looking outwards, looks very worried.
No! It's fine.
There is activity back on the larger side of things. You see people begin running towards this and growing smaller as they come towards.
We got company coming.
We've only
If
got
you guys
some
can see them,
time.
they are like 40-foot tall giants coming towards you, and getting smaller as they do. What are you guys doing?
I have 3 pieces of chalk that can do caltrops if you want to set those up to start. It'll at least give us some time.
You guys are incredibly small right now, I will say, compared to them. So you can reasonably assume they can't currently see you. You're so small.
So, shall
Hi.
we just hide?
Hide.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna just
Okay.
kind of butt myself behind there.
Hey, Conrad,
Yes?
at this angle, can Esther see any other runes, maybe perhaps underneath?
That's literally the one we just got.
I think maybe from the inside, not the outside, right?
Yeah, from the interior.
If you do take a dive through, which you could pretty easily with Ashta's help, they look to be the same on both sides, mirrored through. And the one that you drew your chalk on seems to have fallen through, and both sides are blank.
They're identical on either side. This one's concentrating the core.
To be clear, both sides of the same panel.
Mm,
Well, we've got people coming right now, so get a hiding spot. And Astra is going to pass without trace.
All right. Go ahead and put yourselves on the map wherever you would like to be. John, make sure you do that as well. And anyone within 30 feet of Ashta, go ahead and make a stealth check. With +10, everyone else just make a +10. Just make a normal stealth check. Esther, are you intentionally staying separate from everyone?
oh, I didn't see everybody zoop over there. Okay. Wait,
just
fuck.
making
What
sure.
direction are they coming from?
Where you guys came from?
I assume this way. Yeah.
Didn't mean to do
Oh,
that. I meant to do the stealth check.
I'm
That's
gonna
okay.
hide a little bit more back here then.
All right, you guys go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm just gonna run to the washroom real fast. Be right back.
Okay.
Don't pass without trace, or
Yeah.
what the fuck was it?
There is
Pass without
pass.
trace, so no advantage.
I don't know of anything that gives advantage unless you have a thing. So somehow I think
Probably
we're
not.
gonna be
Oh.
okay. Yeah, your breastplate.
Uh,
Somehow I think we're gonna be okay.
37!
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Look at what the rest of us got, and that's still a 14.
14.
We're okay. We're gonna be okay.
I was milliseconds away going from Esther, don't miss Esther.
To be fair, I think pulling out the rune chalk was a pretty fucking sick idea.
Yeah, no, it was just literally like, okay, now Esther, you have to roll well to. Never mind.
Never mind.
I will actually say, thank you for mine earlier. Esther, do take inspiration for that, if you don't already have it.
Can I give
Does,
it to
Because,
Rosalind?
Yeah, you can give it to Rosalind if you want.
She basically helped me read the runes.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so you have an inspiration you can use whenever you like. Yeah, that's a really good play there. Yeah, well done. Oh, you cut out like 7 separate times there, but the entire message still got across.
I've been hoarding them since I got them for this final fucking arc. I knew they would come in handy somewhere.
I don't suppose Rosalind gets inspiration for the whole pot thing.
I'd say yeah, that's actually pretty fair.
Okay,
that
then
case,
you can put
my
that other one on
inspiration-
Esther.
Who needs inspiration? Who doesn't have it?
I mean, we can deal with that when we come to it. You can literally give another player inspiration if you find it suitable and the GM finds it suitable in the moment.
Okay, because no, I already have inspiration. That's why.
Yep,
but-
so go into yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Ty.
Can give someone else inspiration, like when that role, like something's happening or they're doing something really thematic. I think I've given it to Devin and for Ashta, I think before, or to Rosalind, of just like, that was really cool. You rolled really well, but I, as a player, have seen your creativity and effort you put into that. Take my inspiration. So you can
Okay.
do it in the moment instead of giving it like now and then or whatever.
The thing
And
in
to keep
hand
track
is that
that.
the thing in
really
hand is
fast.
Esther already has a charge of it. That's all.
Yeah. So, if you'd like, Esther, click the gear on the sheet next to the pen or pencil. There should be somewhere that you can click multiple inspiration. Click that on, and just set yours to 2. Or sorry, no,
Holding onto it for
Sorry.
someone else.
sorry, got that backwards. Rosalind,
Hmm?
you have one. Esther has one. Yeah, I got it right. Esther needs the second one. So yeah, so you can essentially have 2 inspirations. Any inspiration ever can be given to another player in the moment of being used, as long as it's a reasonable thing to do.
Cool. Well, there's one in the banks for all of us in case.
So should we all change that right now because we can have multiple inspiration?
I'll say just do it as it comes up because it sometimes takes a while to update the sheet and it gets all fucky. But if you want to do it now, you're free to. Just don't be in a huge rush to do it right away.
I just want to know if that's
Um,
like the established thing that we can have multiple inspiration from going forward at the last few sections of the campaign.
Yeah, I'll say that's fine. Yep. So the group average is a 30.4 for stealth.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
still
would
really
remind
good.
I would like to remind you, a 30 is considered a god level difficulty.
Oh.
Yeah,
never
Like if a god made a lock themselves, you would have to roll a 30 to unlock it, as long as it's able to be locked.
We don't.
A 30
Fucking
a 30.4 is like the highest DC you can roll, unless someone rolls a higher perception.
Yeah, it's ridiculous to be like, wow, Esther, thanks for bringing the average down to god levels. Jeez, we're looking for super god. Like, come on, step it up.
You guys are only fighting a demigod. It's fine. All right. So, as you guys do this, you do see one of the gnomes kind of stumble as they come up, and as they look their eyes back up, it is that glowing eye that you have seen before from not True Sight, but from Ophiuchus. So are you guys just hanging out in the area, or what are you doing?
I want to watch. I want to see what it does to try to, whatever it does to the core. I want to see what it does.
Yeah.
Because then whenever it does, odds are we can probably reverse engineer it.
All right. So you guys watch as the two guards, one get there, one get the Yankee, as well as the four presumed engineers here, eventually approach one of the gnomish ones with the Ophiuchus. Excuse me. They immediately set about looking around the. Excuse me again. Sorry, I have hiccups. Around the machine. Esther, what is the length on your Tower of Babylon?
Tower of Babel?
Yeah, how long does that last?
Give me 1 second.
It's 1 hour. Okay, so you've already used it, so it's already gone. All right.
Hi, that was good.
God damn it. Terrible. So as they approach, they are speaking in Gith very quickly and very angrily, for the most part. It seems that the Gith Zera, the bearded one, is spending a lot of time calming down the one with the sword, and trying to rationalize things as the four engineers are coming through. You do see one of them coming your way. Like one of them is looking around looking around at this edge and walking towards you guys. Are you gonna stay in place?
Can we kind of rely on that stealth to scooch around pillars and blind spots?
We can't fucking
You
see
can try.
It'll
It's
be
not guaranteed.
hilarious.
You do always need cover
Mhm.
to be stealthed.
Yeah.
Blind spots it is. I'm hiding behind this fucking thing.
Like some Scooby-Doo type shit.
Yes. It'd be hilarious if we succeed, and frankly, if we're breaking cover and not even bothering anyway, then same endpoint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, virtually.
I mean, presumably you can do it before they get there, but yeah. Let me just put them on the map for reference. As there's the bearded one.
I kind of want to attempt a Scooby-Doo.
It'd be kind of fun. Dude, no, we just start running in between the pillars. They get all confused.
Sorry,
Now,
just checking sheets to make sure I'm grabbing the right ones.
Xenia, you have the belt on, right?
I'm strong.
Okay, good. Because, eventually when we run out of that one shock, there's another that I'm really gonna need your part for.
I'm gonna smash it with a hammer.
You're gonna smash through molten shit, basically.
Yeah, I'm not resistant to fire there.
No, but I will aid as best as I can, but I need that strength to kick through it.
Quick fire damage.
Quick Conrad question.
Yes.
Seeming just flat out lasts 8 hours with no concentration. Can I
Yes.
stop the spell regardless, or is it like permanent for this 8 hours?
I personally allow you to end stuff like that whenever you'd like.
All right.
I'd say in this case it has to take an action as opposed to whenever you want, 'cause
Yeah.
it's not concentration.
Um,
But you can end it as an action, no problem.
Alternative question: can I shift what the seeming disguise is?
No. You can
Okay.
not naturally, at least.
I didn't. Yeah.
You can always try to fuckery the magic, but in
Oh,
general, no.
wait. The spell itself says it lasts for the duration unless you use your action to dismiss it sooner. It's
Okay, perfect.
in the script itself.
Yep. Alright, Ty's got to answer that question. So you see the engineers kind of engineers go about the structure. I'm gonna have everyone except for Esther, who's kind of Scooby doing it, make me another stealth check. You're still gonna have the +10, but just make another stealth check. As this is kind of active avoidance as opposed to what you're doing before.
Ooh.
It's just trying to stay out of line of sight of the other creatures.
28, 26, 26.
And let me see Fergus.
Ooh. Never mind. 30.
Dirty 20.
John, let me see the John.
You lose them?
I just need John to make a stealth check.
Yeah, stealth check? Sorry.
There he is.
I was out. Check. Not very good.
25.
Alright. Average of like 26.8 or something like that. Actually, no, 20. I think it's 27.3. Yeah, you guys, 27.3 is enough to hide behind an engineer. He does note the one piece has the 2 chunks missing. Them looking around goes on for a while. How long are you guys waiting?
Hmm.
How long is a while?
First, how long are you guys waiting? If you're not here the whole time, you won't know.
Well, I hope
I just
it's no
asked them.
longer. You just want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
How many are there? There's just the 3, right?
There's 4 engineers and the 2 guards.
Our engineers
Where?
look relatively unarmed.
Yeah, they're. You can presume enough. They're slaves. They don't have any weaponry. They're slaves.
Are the 2
Cool.
guards the guards?
Yeah, they're the 2 on the map.
2 guards are the ones we want. Then leave the slaves. They won't do anything.
Yep.
Or maybe capture them. Actually.
I don't think we really need to, but okay. As you will.
I don't want them running back. That's the problem.
Fair. Okay. If people start getting antsy, then we can coordinate a stealthed multi-blast.
Yeah. Oh,
You guys tell me. What are you doing?
I say we murder.
can I
What are-
creep like over just slightly to here?
Give me a new stealth check, but yes.
No, never mind. Not
You'll still-
happening.
You'll still have the +10, but yeah, if you can moving out of cover, changing your position, you will have to make a new stealth check.
Okay, well, it's fine. We'll just find shit that's in their range.
I mean, you know what is in the range? Fireball.
Many, many things.
And it would be my signature if you.
For my sake of ease, should I be opening initiative right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Do you think that they're gonna
I'm gonna
last?
shoot a man if no one else does.
yeah. If Astra
Okay.
shoots, then Rosalind's gonna shoot. And we all have
Yep.
Thane to coordinate this, so...
Yep.
Yep.
John and everyone, give me initiative roll so I can at least keep track of things.
The question
Guidance
is,
fine.
Conrad,
Dear God!
how long do you think they're gonna
Oh.
live? What the why? Every time there's a shit fuck fight, it's always then.
What was the question there, Ty?
Guidance my initiative.
Let's go.
I'm ending my existence.
Okay, 10.
John, for reference, they're currently planning a stealth bombardment to absolutely murder the shit out of these guys.
They're not gonna live.
Fair
It's
enough.
fine.
At least I'm not going first, and I can actually toll the dead these bitches.
Mm-hmm. I'm going last, so I guess I'll concentrate Eldritch Blast on whoever's still alive after you guys are through.
Woo!
Assuming.
Sick beans.
Also, just out of curiosity, as we're kind of setting up for this, are we aware of the types of Gith and what they can do, kind of thing?
Yes, you have not seen either of these type.
Okay.
The only time you guys have seen anything with this armor or that kind of seems to be symbolic beard, it has been in that kind of last layer of defense you guys had Rosalind talk their way through.
Okay.
You guys have not seen anything with armor this fancy or anything with that beard before that can levitate.
Yep. And Asha just looks at it and goes, "Beard. That's a wizard. Kill the caster."
Mhm.
Stereotype.
Not my fault. You don't have a beard.
I can help you with that, you know.
I'm gonna shoot the guy who's in the blue robes who's floating.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to assume you guys are all doing this from stealth, just all at the same time, right?
What I will say,
Yes?
Fergus does have the higher dex.
Oh, Fergus does have a higher dex, that is right.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, Fergus, you would be first.
Well, fuck. Okay. Where is everybody?
It's just these two. It's a
What are
stealth
doing
attack
this?
being... Yeah, it's just these two. It's going to be a coordinated stealth attack. You're just highest on initiative for my
Okay.
sake of keeping track.
If you want me to,
We're
We're just
Ferris, if you wanted to, you could hold an action and I could shoot one of them with a poison vulnerability.
Yes, do that.
All right.
Okay, in that case, we'll just do Ashta first. So this is going to be full action. So, obviously, all attacks are with advantage. No saving throws are going to be disadvantaged, but they will be advantage attack rolls. Ashta, you are first. Go ahead.
So double advantage for me.
Because unacted as well as hidden. Yep.
So first of all, just gonna disaster bolt the caster.
Disaster bolt the caster. Okay. By which I'm assuming you mean the bearded.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Beard, therefore wizard, therefore kill the caster.
Oh, is that Ares' sword?
It is not a sword, no.
I was gonna say, shit! Fuck!
All right. So
Oh,
yep.
oh god.
Let's start this thing. Oh, come on.
32. All right. Do you still have the wings out?
Yeah, he still had those wings.
I think you're
So it's,
stealthing with the wings.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, stealthing with full on wings out also.
Yeah. I mean, the wings don't glow. He can pull them in.
Yeah.
It only glows if he wants to. Also, just for the sake of stating that earlier, could I have put those on Astral?
I was going to ask, yeah. Go ahead.
Yep.
So
Alright.
what's the effect of Astral?
Are we currently on the Astral?
You are enough that this will work, yes.
Okay. In that case, I'm not within 30 feet, so that's okay. I technically have a hasted action.
So, starting with that just attack plus 20.
Yep.
Alright. That is... Okay, sorry. Just need to put full health and then subtract the health. Okay, go ahead.
Second, sorry, real quick. I do get that hasted action?
Yep.
Alright. Second heavy disaster on the caster.
Okay. You have Bow's effect, right? Does that add it in already?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's on. I
Sorry, on?
rolled 2 ones on the first one. Fuck me.
Okay, just want to check. Alright, so another 50 damage.
Give me a crit.
Go ahead.
Third one is going to be on the armored one.
Okay,
It's going to be a poison vulnerability bolt.
gotcha.
And that'll just be a regular Essence of a Crossbow.
This one is technically your hasted attack, right?
Yep.
Alright. So it's 18 plus poison vulnerability. Alright, he is poison vulnerable. You now have an extra attack because it's 2 separate creatures, right?
Yeah, but I'd have to shoot a third creature.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So unless I want to murder a fucking dwarf.
I mean, the one with the Ophiuchus eye is over here.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Walk
he's
around
just
the
dead. He's dead. You don't even have to roll. He's just dead.
Cool.
Do you want to absorb his soul? He is CR 0.
No.
Alright, so, that's everything. Anything else?
It was just the... Do we get bonus action?
No, it is, turning is a full turn, so yes.
Okay. I changed what I did earlier, but it's fine. I'm instead going to just Hunter's Mark the spellcaster. Or, I'm assuming it's spellcaster.
Okay. I'll say you could have done that before, it's fine. I'm going to roll the 2d6 extra.
I'll just repeat that. So 2 and 5.
7. Yep, 7 additional. Gotcha. Alright. Fervis, the one with the weaponry is poison vulnerable. John. John?
John?
Oh no, he's dead.
Fucking guy,
Killed
fucking
him.
dead. He was
John!
Did you kill him, Conrad?
Is he fucking dead?
I don't know. I
Rip.
assume he stepped away. I assume he just stepped away with his parents or something.
Uh,
If John, if you are talking, you're muted, but...
I'd be surprised if he didn't get that by now. There he is.
Oh no, he dropped.
He just
the
left.
opposite of it. He is.
He disappeared.
he's
He
gone
dropped-
from.
Did this fucking
22.
Wi-Fi crash?
It might
Yeah,
have.
probably.
That prolonged silence. Hi.
Oh, there we go.
Internet.
Mhm.
I assume you're jumping into the roll 20.
No, I'm not jumping into roll 20. I'm in now. Okay.
Okay.
This fucker.
The
So-
other one is poison vulnerable.
Yes. This one's poison vulnerable. Okay, this
Yeah,
fucker
the,
then.
All right, go ahead and make your attack.
Binary boom cannon.
Binary boom cannon, both with advantage.
Yeah.
Thanks, horrendous. That will be 52
Oh
poison
my god!
and 28 poison, so a total of 70. No, 80. All right, that's your action. Anything else?
As a bonus action, I'm going to use my speed applicator to apply a potion of wondrous velocity.
All right. Ow, Corvo, leave my foot alone.
Just in case.
All right. Keep track of how many of those you have left, and yeah. All right, that's all.
I've been saving them, so that's plenty. Yeah.
Don't have to make con saves on that at all.
He Fervus doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't suffer the like I said earlier. He doesn't suffer the negative effects of potions. It's never come up before, and I'm not going to ding him on that now.
I'd
For
say
flavor's sake.
Venom bomb on the dudes.
Oh no, that's only if you're doing the if you choose to do the AOE damage. You can choose to
Okay.
do one or the other. It's not both.
Gotcha.
But they will have disadvantage on the strength
Yeah.
checks and con saves. All right. So
Yes.
Esther.
Right, both of them are
Actually,
low.
sorry, never mind. First, you have a hasted action. You just use one of
Yes.
those velocity. You have a hasted action.
Indeed, I do. Yes, I do, and I will use another set of venom bombs
All right, go for it.
on the little guy.
You only get one attack from them though with a hasted action, right?
His is already one attack.
Binary,
His one
binary.
attack's just yep, binary.
Yep.
Sorry. So on armored or on the unarmored?
On the one that has the poison vulnerability.
Poison vulnerability is already gone. It only works one attack.
Or is that just one
That's
shot?
one attack.
I'll
Yeah,
just
so
do
which
it
one
on
are
the
you
same
going
guy anyway. I'll just do
Same
it on
guy. Go for it. Give me
the same
two more.
guy.
Yep.
Yeah. At advantage, right? Or not at
Yep.
advantage?
Yep. Still advantage.
Yay!
Meets it, beats it. And all right, so that one is 49. Gotcha. He's looking hurt. Obviously, the unarmored one is also looking hurt. I forgot to say that. Xenia, go ahead.
Esther.
Yeah.
It's Esther.
Sorry, fuck. Esther, go ahead. Stupid to the end. That's my motto.
Slam.
Yeah.
And welcome to the gym.
All right. This one has disadvantage. So I'm just gonna click twice because of the poison vulnerability. Or not poison vulnerability, just poison. Already fails. And
Fuck
the
'em.
other one fails as well. So 34 each. Okay.
Fuck 'em.
Actually, that is 35, right? Because of the natural one or the one
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So minus 35. All right. They are both looking very hurt.
Come on,
Xenia.
slam.
Okay.
Unless you have anything else, Esther.
Huh?
Anything else, or
No, I'm fine. I'm just
Alright, Xenia.
chilling.
yep, Xenia, go ahead.
I see these bitches. So, which one's the one that has the beard? The right one?
Left.
Left? Okay. Is the left one also the armored one?
No.
Okay. So on the right one,
Okay.
I'm gonna do this.
Toll the dead. Okay. Wisdom save.
Yes, 3.
That
That fits.
That does fail. So 26 necrotic.
Taking it.
Alright. Taking it.
Okay. I have this, but I could also use this. I don't want to use my little spell slots. So I'm going to, on the non-armored, though not heavy armor, boop. Wouldn't that be an advantage?
Yes.
Wait, 1 sec, checking for crit. Oh, cool.
Go ahead and roll for crit.
Okay.
Oh no!
Alright. That's enough. The one was necessary. How do you want to do that?
And then, just like in the next, Xenia like shoots it, and then like in Ty's head of realizing the advantage, and Xenia goes, "Oh shit!" and just moves their hand, and it goes right in the jugular.
Excellent. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Sun cleans up.
Poor dude's like fucking
The last one left.
like two fucking blasts of like fucking plain arrow bolts, a blast of a fireball, two poison bombs in his face. He's just sitting there reeling. And then an arrow shoots towards him, stops right beside his head, moves in front of him, and hits him in the neck.
Yes.
And Rosalind.
So, the last one
These
left.
guys have been training for like their whole life to get to this position. Like,
Bonus action. Eldritch Blast.
You've
Yep.
been training your
Let's
whole life
go.
to die.
1.
Yep.
2.
how do you want to do that?
And a 3, 4. And they just...
At the civilians or just in general?
No. At the
Okay.
same guy, because she wasn't expecting him to go down quite that fast. And so the last 2 just throw his body back. And she
Okay.
stops, looks, and says, "Oh, I was going to use something else as well, but it's already..." She looks over at Ashta. This
Huh.
went surprisingly well. I think I'm understanding a little bit of your worries, because that feels like it went too well.
Sorry,
What have
I
you
stepped
done
away
to
for
me?
a second.
I'm wondering if they had families. What have you done to me? Kidding.
I see an X. What the fuck? Good job.
All right, so those two are dead. The engineers look absolutely fucking baffled. And you see as they turn to look at you, one of their eyes goes silver,
Mm-hmm.
and immediately their face just goes slack. The other two are screaming and running.
I'm gonna shoot the one with the silver eye.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and non-lethally shoot one of the runners in the leg.
Okay. You don't have to roll. You guys can't miss.
I'm gonna go for the one with
It's fine.
who's-
They're all down.
I'm just not trying
who's
to.
the
I'm just not
one
trying to
with
kill him.
Yeah. It doesn't matter which guys roll. They have like 2 health each.
Who's the boy with the silver eye?
Ashton has
Shooting
already killed him.
in the front.
I'm gonna Rispo the other one running in the ankle,
okay.
just so he can't go anywhere.
Okay.
Are there any other targets left? I'm gonna shoot.
I mean,
at
there's
them.
the 2 currently pierced in the leg dwarves who have been
Please don't
shot
hurt
and dropped
them.
to the ground.
We're literally trying not to kill them.
The legs.
As those 2,
non-lethal bombs. Yay! Binary boom cannon with a
No,
non.
no, they're already down.
they're unconscious. Everyone's unconscious.
Oh,
or
okay.
dead.
I,
Yeah,
You're
no,
gonna waste
it's
your
fine.
shit.
I crave violence. Okay, listen.
You committed a great act of violence. You did like 150 damage.
You're doing just fine. Please, no.
Don't you hiss at me. What is this, high school?
Oh god.
I
Alright,
don't think that picked up.
I'm gonna say with that, take about 5 minutes.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, I just went to the bathroom. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to basically put hourly breaks at this point because it's gonna be a longer session. So,
Thank you.
Violence.
yeah, we'll come back at like 10 to the hour. Enjoy your victory. Let me just calculate XP, I guess.
That crit was funny.
Mm-hmm.
That crit was funny. Everyone go ahead and take
Yeah.
6,005 experience.
The 5 is weird, but okay.
Civilians.
It's the combined total of the 4 civilians.
2005, you said?
Yeah, 6,005.
You're lucky it's
Esther,
a
go-
5. If it was a 3, I'd kill you.
Mathematically, it's 4, but I did a 5 instead.
Goddamn right you did.
Esther, go ahead and take a bonus 1,000. And I would say Rosin, go ahead and take extra 500, and Zenith, extra 500.
Wait. Oh. Oh.
Remember, you need a rest to level up.
No. That was me realizing I leveled up.
Why are you yelling at me, buddy? What's up? I fed you, I gave you water. We even have a new hiding place.
Incredible violence.
What are you screaming at me for? Just want attention? Sorry, I had to go entertain my cat for a second. He was screaming for attention. This is right. Yeah, you guys have crazy Nova damage. And that took like no resources from anybody.
Gratuitous violence.
Yes, except for the disaster bolts, that took like no energy, and the haste potion.
I still have like 4 more.
Yeah, I'm just entertained because that was a lot.
I'm just like,
Alchemist fact. I am 100 meters from your location and approaching rapidly. Start running.
What's up there, Ty?
never happened though. Like when one of us were checking for 20s, it's actually a fucking 20.
It's rare, but it does happen. It's more often a 1, I feel like.
You know what that was? That's the reason you do that.
That's the reason. But I was like sitting there, and I think that some people, so whenever there's combat, I put on the Spider-Man 2 game pizza theme.
Still? I thought you stopped doing that.
No, fucker, you put on a different one.
Before combat was starting, I was putting on the Space Jam song, the Come On and Slam, Welcome to the Jam song
Yeah.
on repeat.
Nice.
But then,
Oh, yeah.
because combat started, I put on the pizza theme.
I love this little background like info that's just,
Yeah.
like it very rarely comes up.
But I put like the pizza theme on, so I
Huh.
wasn't hearing a lot what people were saying.
Nice.
So like when the thing is I rolled and then I went, I have advantage, right? And I hear you just like it's very quiet to me. Yeah, I rolled the 20 and I went, oh cool,
Yeah, the 1 damage was exactly what you needed too.
because I'm like sitting there and I'm like, ah cool. I think people were laughing, but I can't fucking tell because the Spider-Man 2 pizza theme was playing.
You know what? Weird coping strategy, but if it works, it works.
Any more? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go for it.
No, you're good.
It's not a coping strategy. It does keep me calm during sessions because I put them on for small combats and big combats.
Yeah, it's just anxiety thing. It's fine.
I guess so, yeah.
What was the question there, Scott?
It's for when we're restarting. It's fine.
I'm gonna run to the washroom and we'll be good to go.
My head fucking hurts. My head fucking hurts.
You know what music I put on, Ty?
Yeah.
I put on the Animal Crossing New Horizons music.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Cause Animal Crossing New Horizons came out the same day as Doom, and Doom is the game that you extract extreme violence.
Oh, I know. I made multiple photoshops leading up when I was at co-op, and I had finished my work.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
my supervisor was like, "Oh yeah, you can like just mess around on Photoshop and stuff." And I was making that, and he looked over my shoulder, and he just started laughing his ass off
Nice.
because I made like 3
Yeah.
of them. And he's like sitting there and watching me. I have like Dead Name Dog in a T pose under the Doom thing. And he's just like looking at me and laughing.
Stupid. Yeah. Oh, those memes were like quality, man.
You know
We
what I feel like
found
the
out.
you know what I feel like the equivalent of that is like when you get the supervisor to laugh. You know what the equivalent of that is, for me is?
What?
Whenever I like fucking get both Ariel and Devin at the same time with the joke. If I get those two to laugh, exact same level of serotonin.
Supervisor,
Hell
he's
yeah.
also the same guy
Well,
that
yeah.
like when I had finished my stuff and I was bored, he's like, "Hey, come here and watch this," and it was one of those League of Legends music videos.
Oh, nice. Like K/DA.
Yeah, it was K/DA.
God.
It's a good song.
But,
Show me like, you show me that shit, and I'm like, Don, what the fuck?
Conrad, I told I told Ty, but I think Conrad was away for it. But like during combat, I listened to the Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh no, I heard that. Remember, I had the headphones on when I used the washroom. I could hear all that.
Right? Yes.
That was
It's fun.
I do love the idea of all that going on just while I'm like happily not able to hear any music.
Violence.
Found it.
Oh my god.
Yes, let's go.
Way better than I expected.
Here's the thing, that dragon in the middle
Doom,
looks like a
Doom.
fucking Yu-Gi-Oh dragon.
March 20th. God.
Alright. let's
The
all get
memes for
going.
that one were. Yes.
They were pretty good. All right. So, with every living, breathing thing around, unconscious or dead, yeah, they did not seem to get time to finishing. That took about 10 minutes for you guys, I assume, to get to the point of murder. So you guys have like 3 hours left and a bit till the ritual is complete.
I'm gonna quickly stabilize those
That
two that
took
we like
all
brought
of
down.
6 seconds.
All right.
Just so, like they're not dying, but Xenia will probably just put a lot of pressure on those like points to keep them unconscious for a good while.
Yep, makes sense.
Ash'll like just faint over to Xenia. It's like, are you sure we should be leaving those breathing?
They're slaves, and they're unconscious.
And there are also points of contact for Ophi.
I'm sure by now he already knows.
Yep, but if we need any outward conversation, we can't do it if he can still hear through their ears, even if they're not.
We'll drag
do we
them
fit?
we'll drag them a distance, and just leave them outside.
But I could stabilize them and then drag them off, honestly.
It doesn't need to be far, just out of earshot.
Excuse me, I'm gonna get morbid for a second.
Okay.
Asha's going to switch essence to a blade for 1 second.
Yep.
Chop off that the gith on the left hand, like arm, like forearm to hand.
Okay.
And it's gonna fly over to here, and touch the glowing keystone thing with it.
The keystone is no longer glowing due to the rune chalk. The only thing glowing is that central sphere. There's no energy emanating outwards. It's just that singular, like condensed point of contact. And
Well,
that's
yeah.
deep in the middle.
Okay, well he's gonna throw it. He's gonna throw it there then.
Okay. It hits the glowing sphere, and you don't see it after that. Nothing drops out the other side. Nothing. It's just gone.
What are we
Cool.
supposed to do?
Well, we at least have that point of reference. Can Ash just sense the presence of the ethereal plane here at all?
Better than you usually can when you're on the astral. It's still not close.
Okay.
You can give me a insight check advantage.
That's from Xenia if it's. I assume. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said that's from Xenia, and I also assumed you had already rolled guidance with it.
21. You can sense the new connection to Limbo that you couldn't before. You are now on that like border between the astral and Limbo that was being drawn together.
Limbo, you say?
Yeah, Limbo. Basically the abyss.
Can I still
So
try
where?
that thing before? That I did way back when.
You
Basically,
feel a lot more specific than that.
pushing out the soul
Your soul?
from the body. Remember that?
Which body? A lot. You've done a lot of weird shit. Okay.
The question is, what are you trying to do right now?
Yeah. Like whose soul to what?
No, never mind. It was a half-pieced idea.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just not sure whose soul you're referring to and what you're trying to do with it.
Oh, it's okay. I honestly can't remember how I was trying to formulate it.
Okay, no worries. Yeah. Basically, you are on that kind of symbolic border between the astral and the limbo planes. Normally, there's not there's no border there, but you know that a portion of limbo has been brought to the astral, or vice versa, for the sake of this ritual to make the two cities come together.
You said that this place is like it's a battery. Obviously, it's a battery, and this white thing in the center. There's no blue stuff around it anymore.
Nope, it's just that white core of energy. I will say, if it wasn't clear enough, it is a ridiculous amount of energy. Just to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Did that just say it all what happened to the armor, or did it just cease to be like one, like it was there one frame and it wasn't the other?
Pretty much. Like, if something happened, it's too fast for you to have seen it.
Cool.
Alright, information gathering. I would like to detect magic and just get a sense of what this might be. I assume it's overwhelming, but if there's anything
It's- yeah.
specific I can glean, then yeah.
Yeah, it is a massive amount of magic, obviously.
Mhm,
It is primarily evocation, as
mhm.
well as a hefty amount of conjuration. However, you can sense that the rings have transmutation energy to it, but there is no link between the two currently.
Okay. I don't know if we've interrupted anything, or I don't know how to read this or understand it.
Anyone with Arcana proficiency, go ahead and roll a Arcana check for me.
Cool.
I'll
Can I
say
guidance?
That's most of us.
you can guidance. I'll say Esther, go ahead and take advantage.
Give your perception around one more if you can, just to make sure there isn't anything like any implements of this whole place that we haven't looked at yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
Arcana check.
Arcana, yes.
You said it's evocation,
Cool.
right?
It is evocation, that's why you have advantage.
Oh, that wasn't meant to be an advantage, but it's still a natural 20.
Okay,
33.
33 from Fervis. Yeah, Esther and Fervis, you both are aware that, in short, there's a magical aspect to this and a mechanical aspect. The combination of the two is the rings. The rings are what transforms the energy into something usable. The core is the storage. That is the dense ball of energy, like a sun, essentially. Fervis, your familiarity with kind of the complicated basic nature of potions, kind of like complicated nature of chemistry would be for like quantum physics. Essentially, until this machine gets fixed, anything that touches that energy is just touching a white hot ball of energy. It can't be used for anything. It is raw, condensed energy that is sitting there, currently contained by its own, essentially, mass within the weave. You can hazard a guess that you should very much not touch it, under any circumstances.
It's basically a magic star.
Yeah, it's a tiny nuclear reactor made of magic and evocation energy that has been conjured here by something, essentially.
Esther's gonna turn to Rosalind and just, they can't use this anymore. We broke the machine.
Well, that's good, but we need to put a stop to this entirely, not... Does anybody have any idea where to go next?
We head back out. We see what else there is in that room.
Chaos, probably.
Give me a moment. I'd like to destroy just a couple more runes. The machine, there's no connection. Nothing will happen with the energy, but I'd like to give it something for them to have to take longer to fix, just in case.
Oh, well, if we're going to destroy some infrastructure, I'll offer up some Eldritch Blasts just at random while Esther does the thing with the chalk.
How much time are you guys going to spend just destroying things?
You know.
Well, we have
I don't
3
know.
hours, so we need a number.
I'd say, like,
You guys could essentially run up the clock to the 3 hours approximate mark if you want.
I want to know
let's
how I want to know how difficult it's going to be to do these. If it takes 50 Eldritch Blasts to destroy one section, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're aiming for sections that Esther weakens, over the course of 20 minutes, which would bring it to the 3 hour mark, which is what I meant, by the way, to bring it down to 3 hours exactly,
Okay.
because you have 3 hours and change right now.
Mhm.
To use that like extra time just to get to the 3 hour mark approximate, you could probably destroy like 6-7 panels.
Okay.
alright. And I happen to have 6 left of the warm chalk.
Yeah, so if you use all 6, yeah, you can break them apart. It takes about 20 minutes. Actually, you don't notice anything significant. Those pools of blue, they seem to be like receptacles that things are being kind of almost like that lens in Labyrinthian, not Labyrinthian, yeah, Labyrinthian in Skyrim, where it's focusing the energy into the center. They are on the ground, but it's not like it's going through the weave. It's not going through physical space here, basically.
Gotcha. It's going through the weave and the original design of the map.
That's everything. Don't you know? That's how reality works. But you guys can do that. It doesn't cost you guys anything except for the rune chalk, and it is done.
Good. Now let's go find 13.
Mood.
Alright.
Alright, so you guys kind of just walk your way out of the into the horizon and onto the horizon. Right. So you do so, and I'll throw you guys back onto that map.
They're like losing their shit.
Alright, so you guys are kind of... If you want to be anywhere, you can't be any closer to the thing than that kind of outer circle you can see on the ground. That is when you start to get smaller again. This room is now completely empty. There is no one else here. Things have been left at their workstations. You can see on the large version of the machine, those same panels you guys broke are missing.
Mhm.
Good.
Yep, Ash, you can still feel those familiar 2 points of energy. They are coming from this and this.
Oh.
One or the other, I suppose. Which one first?
Flip a coin? All things the same, and no further information, of course.
Got it?
Could Astra get any sort of feel for which portals are each?
Do you still have use of detect portal?
I recharged on the short rest.
Yep. Okay, hold on. My cat got into the room that had the door closed. 1 second. How the fuck?
He's opening doors now. God help us all.
No. Damn, bro. He's got thumbs.
Get out of there! Sorry, he crawled underneath one of the beds. 1 second.
A nasty man. A bad boy.
Bastard man.
Get out!
Get out of here, Corvo. What are you doing? You're drunk.
He's chosen violence.
Father, this is not a day you do this. Attention for Corvo.
I don't know how he undid the fucking... There you go, little fuck. Get over here.
Well, for Father, 500 years.
You've been so good lately. Why are you being a little shit today?
Because he finally has a snap.
That is killing me. Alright, I'll be right back then.
Mhm.
I'm so tempted.
Sitting here like, yo, speed run?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, he somehow managed to do undo a latch from the inside.
Good for him. Lock-picking lawyer, that cat is.
Yeah, I mean, like, he must have, like, jumped up and done it, or just, like, shaken the doorknob. I don't know how the fuck he did it.
Meow on 1. Nothing on 2.
I'm so glad we all watched him. I fucking love that guy. Bastard.
Well, hey, look, you win some, you fucking lose some. At least I'm fucking cool, bro. I got that mad sick skills. My head hurts so fucking bad.
Congratulations for your mad 6 skills.
Hello?
Hello.
Well, that's gonna show up on recording.
Yeah,
I
since you
have
got those
Oh.
mad sick, since you got those
What?
mad sick skills, do you have like an advil or something?
No, my roommate's making mac and cheese, and I did like I don't know, like one of those stupid like Fortnite dances, and then I was told I was no longer allowed to have any mac and cheese, and I said, well, at least I have some mad sick skills. That's the context. There you go.
Can I have your share?
Huh?
No,
Can I have
no, you
your share?
cannot. You'll explode.
I've wanted mac and cheese all
How was
week.
that? Why?
Get a lactose
why
pill,
would
then you
do
fuck.
that?
Alright, so. Sorry, where was I? Detect
Portal.
portal, yes. Yes. Yeah, so actually, if you want to spend one of your uses, you would most likely be able to identify where these two places go.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Something tells me
Right.
one goes to a warm place and one goes to a cold place.
Alright, so
Hmm.
the.
Night
They
portal.
the one on the right, that is a gate. It goes from one location on the same plane to another. The one on the left goes to a pocket dimension.
I vote
Okay.
same plane, and then the pocket dimension.
Yeah,
Don't know why.
yeah. No, I feel that.
Feeling you right.
It's safer.
Okay, so
fair enough.
let's go over to the gate.
Alright, so it's a mechanical structure. You guys can clearly see that. Yeah, so if you guys all touching at the same time?
1, 3. 1,
Mhm.
2,
Two.
3.
Alright.
Hey.
Now I'll put you guys onto the map. Here we go. I'm going to put myself on there first so I can load it.
Oh, that's not a fruit snack. Nope, don't eat that.
As you guys step out of that gate in the top left.
Look at this Thanos map. What?
And one person pacing around here at the edge, and a second who is standing at this kind of centerpiece.
Did
Just
you call it a Thanos map?
not
Yeah,
quite.
I did.
With a number of those same creatures you saw in the other room scattered about. Ashta. And Esther as well.
Oh, is it Big Daddy?
You guys recognize this creature.
It's Big Daddy!
Everyone recognizes that creature. As you are now in the presence of Ophiuchus. And
Uh-oh.
as Zerthamon, who is here, turns to face you all with a smile.
Come to eat your lunch, Ophiuchi.
We are going to end session there.
Yeah, not
I'm gonna
surprised.
fucking eat his lunch.
Oh,
Let's go.
man.
I see you guys bypassed the optional area.
Oh, no!
Oh, one of the optional areas.
Ah, well.
Shit. What was in the optional area?
Good question.
We'll stop recording there.
no.
Till
In
next time.
3. Alright. Till next time.
Bye.